book 2. We did book 1 the other day. Today we're doing book 3. And today we're doing book 2, and tomorrow we're doing book 3. Picked that up so wrong. And then we'll have to wait till next year for book 4. We'll see what happens if she writes another one or if she does another one of her other series. But anyway, we're binge reading the first 3, and this is the second one. And we're getting to know the characters some more. And we have Casey and Dalton. Casey is the detective. Dalton is the sheriff. Dalton leaves a lot of things up to Casey because she's had the practical experience and he's had the book experience. I didn't write them all down. We have Yolanda, and Gunnar is again in this book. He's one of the people in the town. Anders is the deputy. April is her sister, who's also the doctor. We've got some shrinks in town. This is a town where people go to hide. They're not allowed telephones or internet or any of that kind of stuff. So they were supposed to be cut off from the world and self-sufficient because they're hiding. And we've also discovered that a couple of miles down the road, there's a mining town, and it's full of just men. And we have decided to try and set boundaries. And the men are supposed to honor the leader of this organization. They call him Roger for no other reason. They don't know what his real name is. But he's their neighbor, so they're calling him Mr. Rogers. And they're like a military organization, sort of, kinda, and they're doing some mining, and they're hoping to keep the two places separate, and the two places are forbidden to leave their area. Then we have Lilith. She is a photographer who lives in the woods with her wolf, Nero, and they're another party. So then we have our group in Havens Rock. And, oh, by the way, this is the D. Louise book series, and I'm Christina, KRCNA, and it would be very nice and appreciative if you could like and subscribe. I would so appreciate it. It would help so much. I sometimes forget to, just a minute, to ask for likes and subscribes. One of the other channels that I belong to, that child begs the whole hour he's on. Have you noticed that you will hit like faster and more often on Facebook than you will on YouTube? It's a fact. You go through it like to let people know you've seen it. YouTube is a different story, and people do it less. So if you could do it more for me, please. I have 2,000 videos. Go like them all. So, we have a little bit of a situation. Dana's got her 2 kids. Her husband, apparently, you find out as the story progresses, that her husband was involved in some shady stuff. And her family was supposed to be murdered, but she and her 2 sons got out in time. Her husband did perish. So they were hiding. The town is hiding Dana and her 2 kids. Dana's not doing so good, but her kids are just fine. However, they are normal kids, and they have sibling rivalry. We've got a bit of a situation here. One that neither kid will ever forget. So, we do stuff in the wilderness to keep the children occupied. We take them on hikes and treasure hunts and digging up, learning about flowers and nature and animals and all that kind of stuff. And on one of our hikes, one of the kids sees something. And at first they think he thought it was a bear. But then he saw that it had eyes like a human. And the countess believe he saw something. They're not exactly sure what he saw, but they believe he saw something. His brother, on the other hand, does not believe him. And Max wants his brother to believe he saw what he saw. In the meantime, Casey and Dalton have done some investigating and some searching in the woods and discussing what would do if there was really a bear situation. And I was against all of it, by the way. I want them to leave the bear alone. But they had their own ideas what they were going to do. And if they had done something, I might have never read these books again. But they didn't do anything. It turns out that there was a twisted individual who had killed the bear, gutted the bear, and was wearing the bear skin, including the bear's head on his head, to prowl through the woods. And that is what Max saw. But by the time they discovered this information, Max has left the little community to go off into the woods so he can get some kind of proof to show his brother that he really did see something. Well, Max gets kidnapped while he's in the woods by the predator guy. And they search for him in town, and the fingers get pointed at this one and that one and this one and that one and this one and that one. And Dana's like, well, why do you think it's gonna? Well, because he was being friendly to my little boy. He was just being friendly. He doesn't like children. I mean, he likes children, but not that way. He has a love nest that females in the village attend regularly. So the mother has to swallow a little bit of that just because she doesn't like the guy. But Max, her son, does, and he's been a companion, letting the kid vent his stuff to him. So once they clear all that out, once they discover, no, this guy didn't do anything to your son, and then after that, the brother confesses. 24 hours later, he feels guilty. I told my brother I didn't believe him, that it was all in his head, it was an imagination, and to get a life, and that kind of thing. And that's why Max stormed off. And now Carson has a massive, massive case of the guilt. If he had gone with his brother, or believed his brother, none of this would have happened. But Carson's got to deal with this guilt now. So, like the first book, and it was kind of getting old. Like the first book, we spend an awful lot of time searching those words. I mean, a lot of time searching the words. And it was getting a little deja vu here. I was like, how many times are we going to be searching those words? We spent most of the book searching the woods. And we have a little conflict with Yolanda again. Like I said, the first book, you spend the first couple of chapters really annoyed with Yolanda. She really pisses you off. Then you find out her little secret, and you're like, oh, okay. Well, that explains all this stuff. But it's getting old hat here. Are we going to spend every single book searching the woods for somebody? And they do find some people hurt and stuff like that. And the whodunit is a slight twist at the end. There's a couple of twisty twists. The person that actually kidnapped Max, he's done, and then somebody else has done him. It's a ladder of events here. Lilith gets involved, a lady in the woods, and she had been noticed. She had come to the kid's rescue. This would have been faster, but she didn't know about the kid yet. So she has some issues in this book too. But that's your main plot line. But like I said, are we going to be searching in the woods in this one too? I gotta fix this. Here we go. Are we going to be searching in the woods? It looks like it. We're going to spend another book searching in the woods. Now, however, Casey's got a little bit of a surprise of her own. She was kind of busy doing stuff last book, and she forgot a few things. So she's got to deal with something this entire book. A personal issue. So you'll have to read the book to discover what that is, although it becomes quite obvious. And Dalton takes it pretty good. The what ifs again. Ugh, I wish my if had turned out better. So anyways, if you could please hit the like and subscribe, I would so appreciate it. And let me know what you think. Have a good one.